Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're going to be exploring the top 3 restrictions that connected camera providers can place on their systems in order to keep their costs lower. Thinking, great, if their costs are lower, that means my system's going to be cheaper. But the reality is these restrictions can dramatically affect the functionality and your ability to be able to use the system effectively and essentially live with it on a day-to-day basis without completely stressing out. So, starting off with restriction number 1, and that's single network data SIMs. Many providers will use a data SIM that will utilize only one phone network, i.e. O2 or Vodafone. So if you've only got one network, that means you're going to get more black spots or downtime on the coverage. You're potentially going to get slower download speeds because there's going to be fluctuating areas in the strength of 4G. And overall, you're going to have a much less stable data connection compared with, say, having a multi-network SIM. But like I say, a single network SIM is cheaper, so therefore the end price is cheaper, but indeed it can actually affect the overall usability of the system. So restriction 2. And that's auto upload systems only. So a system may claim to be connected, which technically it is, but all it's doing is uploading events that have been triggered by the G sensor. So any harsh braking or harsh steering events, it will upload a 10, 20 or 30-second clip to the cloud. Really, really useful in a lot of cases, but what if you need a longer than 30-second clip? Or what about all those instances that don't trigger the G sensor where you need video evidence? For example, bodywork damage to the vehicle, complaints from a third party about damage to a vehicle or property, complaints about a driver's driving style or behavior, or indeed a breach of health and safety around the vehicle. None of these will trigger the G sensor, so if you want that footage, you're going to have to go out to the vehicle and manually download it, which is incredibly time consuming. And finally, restriction number 3. So this is actually when we're talking about downloading footage. Many fleet operators will know that when an incident happens, you'll get a time frame saying, oh, it happened between 9 and 9:45. Okay, so I've got a 45-minute window that I've got to try and find this footage. But many providers will actually limit the length of each individual clip that you can download. For example, you can only download a minute or 2 minutes at a time. So if you've got a 45-minute window, you're going to download loads of individual videos to try and find exactly the time that something happened. So again, one, that's incredibly time consuming, but again, it'll be very heavily on data allowances, which can then affect, if you hit your data cap allowances, you may actually not be able to use the system until the following month. Okay, so those are our top 3 ways that camera companies can place restrictions. So single network SIMs, auto uploads only, and actually restrictions on the length of clip that you can download. To find out more about Mantis's unrestricted cameras and other ways that cameras can be restricted, do check us out on the contact links below, and you all get in contact with us direct at www.mantislive.com. Many thanks, see you again soon.